Great story, Congressman Anthony Weiner admitting his internet indiscretions.
I am sorry, and I continue to be, but I don't see anything that I did that violated any rules of the House. I don't see anything that I did that certainly violated my oath of office to uphold the Constitution. I engaged in inappropriate online conversations with people that included, photographs, and it was a mistake to do that. But I don't believe that I did anything that violates any law or any rule.
All right, the question, will this have implications within the Democratic Party, and is the congressman accurate in what he is saying? Joining us now from Washington, Maria Cardona, former communications director for the Democratic National Committee, and Bob Cusack, the managing editor of The Hill newspaper, a political institution. Mr. Cusack, do you think he should resign, first up?
Well, Bill, I don't think so if he's telling the truth. If there are more lies out there, we don't know the whole story. I mean, we have to basically believe what he said. But as you guys were talking about earlier in the earlier segment, much has been done worse as far as other members of Congress that are still serving. And every 2 years in the House, you've got to get reelected. But do I think the Democratic leaders want him to resign? Absolutely.
Okay. Ms. Cardona, what do you think? Should he resign?
I'm so torn on this, Bill, and I think I'm gonna try to have it both ways on your program, because I'm gonna say, as a woman and as a mother, I do think that he should resign. I am absolutely sick of politicians and of men behaving badly, coming off of the Edwards scandal, which we just got a reminder of this week, coming off of the scandal with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, it happens in both parties, and it's happening way too much. And to one of your points in the last segment, it really does make Americans cynical about their elected officials, and our elected officials should be held to a higher standard. Having said that, as a Democrat, I'm actually glad he's not going to resign, because he didn't do anything illegal thus far, and he's a great fighter for New York. How's that?
Look, but there comes a point where in this country we have to make a decision on what kind of a country we want. And, I see what you're both, I can't argue with the point other than to say that Anthony Weiner, I believe, isn't taking responsibility for anything. I mean, what exactly is he taking responsibility for? He had to confess. His handler said, look, the only shot you have to put this away is to do what you did, make your statement, take questions, and then you can say you answered the questions and you move ahead with your life. That's a smart thing to do PR-wise. I think we all agree. But he had no choice. He had to do it. So, I'm a Catholic, and when you go to confession, your sins are forgiven, because we're all sinners. But there's contrition. You have to do something. You have to make it up in some way. What way is Anthony Weiner, Mr. Cusack, going to make it up to the country? Or Andrew Breitbart, or everybody else that he hurt, the woman in Seattle, his personal, his wife and all of that? How's he going to make it up to them?
That's a good question. I mean, as far as this, this conduct is certainly unbecoming of the House, and that's one of the preconditions. If you're going to serve in Congress and you're going to do something embarrassing, then you can be tossed. But only a few members have been tossed. So I think it's going to be very difficult for him to make a political comeback. But this is politics. I mean, politicians from time to time, they lie. This is an egregious one. And I still think there are many unanswered questions about whether he had affairs with these women, whether he convinced the woman he sent the tweet to basically take his line and come up with a press release that seemed quite polished. What kind of involvement was Weiner with that woman in that? I mean, there's so many things that need to be answered.
Are you going to have your people pursue that? Because I think that, are you? Because I'm not going to. Look, I hate this story. I hate the fact that I have to report this to my audience tonight and to the world. Yeah. This makes the United States look bad. And these guys.
But Bill, if he's lying, you have to call him out. If he's lying today,
yeah, I guess if he's lying again, would that surprise anybody? The guy for 10 days hung Breitbart out, and the smear machine backed him up, which is another big story. Look, in the beginning of this, Mr. Cardona, I said the FBI should become involved immediately to clarify the situation, because what Congressman was doing was saying that he got hacked, which is a national security problem. The FBI sat it out. I don't think that was right. I think that was wrong. I think the folks are getting hosed every way on this, every way.
Well, and I think that's exactly one of the problems here, Bill, because, again, Americans are growing much more cynical and are questioning their role, the role of the federal government. And I think overall that argument hurts the Democrats more than anything, because we argue each and every single day, and I believe it, and I know that Anthony Weiner and every Democrat on the Hill believes that the government has a very positive role to play in this country. And so I think that in that respect, it does hurt every time that you have a federal elected official acting badly, as I said. But again, we really have to look at what he did and who he is accountable to. He's not accountable to me. I don't live in New York. He's accountable to his constituents. If his constituents believe that he does not deserve re-election, they're going to throw him out.
Okay,
and that's
but
exactly what he was saying
it's a long year
today.
and a half that we got to endure that. But again, as I said, it'd be interesting to see what the House Ethics Committee did, and Rangel's still there.
Right.
And his constituents aren't going to throw him out, Ms. Cardona. They're not. It's a very, very
You never
far
know.
left district. Yeah, well, I think I do. I live here. All right, Ms. Cardona, Mr. Cusack, thanks. Directly ahead.